The universe has given us the beautiful wings to fly, the deep space and the skies to get involved into our own deep thoughts, and the stars and the moons to make us believe in the beauty of our dreams. Hello everyone. I am Smriti Srivastava from India, a student, a space enthusiast, and an aspiring astronaut. I am a member of the Space Magica and the International Organization of Aspiring Astronauts. First of all, I would like to thank the Space Magica and the International Organization of Aspiring Astronauts for giving me this opportunity to address the Aspiring Astronauts Conference. So today, I would like to talk upon the topic space weather and exploration. So starting with my presentation, the video shows the picture of the sunset and the sunrise. Our star, the sun, which appears to be so constant and gives us the beautiful new views of nature. But is it so as it appears? The video shows the picture of the sunset and the sunrise. Our star, the sun, is a constantly violent raging star and spurts out the plasma from its surface in the form of the energetic charged particles and has the sound something like that of the deafening church bells. The plasma and the charged particles interact with the magnetic field of the planet. For example, you can see over here for Earth. Leads to the weather conditions on a space termed as the space weather, which can interfere with the communication satellites, GPS navigation, and poses dangerous threats to the life of astronauts. The dark patches which you can see over here on the solar surface, which are comparatively cooler than the other regions of the suns, are the sunspots and are the main cause behind the space weather phenomena. The sunspots occur in the pair and release very strong magnetic field and can be visualized similar to that of the magnetic field of a bar magnet. Here, this picture shows the close resolution. These sudden brightenings which you can see here on the solar surface are the solar flares, which occurs during the time when the solar activities are on a very high scale. These solar flares can trigger the coronal mass ejections. Here, this is a picture of the coronal mass ejection as viewed from a coronagraph. The stream of the charged particle emanates continuously from the sun and consists of the suprathermal particles, which blows out to the interstellar medium as the solar wind and creates a bubble known as the heliosphere in the stellar medium and thus protects us from the galactic cosmic rays. solar winds from the sun interact with the magnetic field of the earth, thereby producing geomagnetic storms on the earth. The solar storms arise from the sun and reach out to the planets. In about 4 to 5 hours, it goes past the Mercury, then Venus in 12 hours, and reach the Earth after 15 to 18 hours. When the solar storm reaches the Earth, it is deflected by the shield of the Earth's magnetic field, termed as a magnetosphere, and the magnetic reconnection phenomena occurs. Here, the Sun and the Earth magnetic field interact, and the twisting of the magnetic field causes the solar storm to stretch towards the Earth's magnetotail, and the charged particle in the solar storms interacts with the gases and the particles in the upper atmosphere of the Earth, thus leading to the production of the aurora borealis or the aurora australis. The Sun goes through the different phases of the solar activities and follows a time period of 11 years. Every 11 years, the magnetic field of the Sun flips and the North and the South pole switches their places, leading to the solar minimum and the solar maximum. During the solar minima, the activities of the Sun drops to very low and there are very less sunspots. But the solar maximum witness increase in the number of sunspots and the solar activities. Here, the graph shows the variation in the number of sunspots during a particular solar cycle. The previous 4 cycles have continuously seen a declining trend in the decrease of the solar activities. And the solar cycle 25, which started in late 2020, holds a lot of debate as to what it will lead us to, with its maximum predicted to be occur in 2025. That's all for my presentation. Once again, I would like to thank the International Organization of Aspiring Astronauts and Space Magica. Thank you, everybody.